Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Audiobook Chapter 3 Part 1. An intriguing glimpse into a dark, suspenseful world in Chapter 3, Part 1 of Powerless by Lauren Roberts. The world around us becomes unsettlingly blurry, a place where trust is fragile and every action holds a ripple of consequence. The novel takes us deeper into the life of a character who feels the weight of powerlessness in a society that seems to thrive on control. Lauren Roberts masterfully sets the stage for a tense, thrilling journey, where every page turns the tension dial a little higher and the stakes grow larger. As the listener delves into the audiobook, they will quickly discover that the story is much more than a mere battle between good and evil. It's about personal struggle, the cost of standing up for what's right, and the internal and external battles that define us. The plot of Powerless is immersive from the very beginning, and Chapter 3, Part 1, adds a layer of complexity that grips you tightly. The protagonist, someone seemingly ordinary in a world where the extraordinary is expected, finds themselves caught in a conflict that is far greater than they could have imagined. With the introduction of this new chapter, the narrative shifts gears from self-discovery to the fight for survival, as the protagonist is forced to navigate a labyrinth of emotions, moral dilemmas, and a society that constantly tests their limits. In this part of the book, the protagonist's world has become darker, filled with more questions than answers. As they walk through the increasingly perilous landscape, listeners are drawn into their internal dialogue, feeling the raw emotions of doubt and fear. The protagonist knows they are standing on the precipice of something monumental. Every decision seems to have a ripple effect, potentially leading them further into a life of complete surrender to the forces beyond their control, or helping them fight back to reclaim their autonomy. Lauren Roberts' storytelling is nothing short of captivating in this section, as she brings the world of Powerless to life with vivid descriptions and rich emotional depth. The protagonist's journey takes a personal turn, and it's clear that there is more at stake than just physical survival. Relationships, alliances, and trust are tested, and every choice feels like a potential tipping point. The complexities of human emotion, fear, hope, betrayal, and determination are on full display, making it easy for listeners to become invested in the protagonist's journey. One of the most fascinating aspects of this part of the story is the protagonist's evolving understanding of what it means to be powerless. At the start of the novel, they were an average person with typical struggles, but now they are faced with the overwhelming realization that their fate is not entirely their own. They have been thrust into a world that operates under a set of rules they don't fully comprehend, and they must learn to navigate this unknown territory while questioning everything they thought they knew about themselves and the people around them. The tension in Chapter 3, Part 1, is palpable. Every scene builds on the last, increasing the stakes for the protagonist and anyone they interact with. The audiobook format amplifies the sense of urgency, as the listener feels like they are right there with the protagonist, experiencing their fear, frustration, and determination. The pacing is expertly done, with moments of quiet reflection giving way to sudden bursts of action that keep the listener on the edge of their seat. What makes Powerless so gripping is the subtle way Lauren Roberts weaves in themes of power, control, and the consequences of societal structures. In this chapter, the protagonist begins to question their role within the world they inhabit. Are they simply a pawn in a larger game, or can they find a way to break free from the chains that bind them? These questions are not just philosophical musings, but vital to the protagonist's survival. Every choice they make has consequences, and the tension between personal agency and systemic oppression is at the heart of the novel. The relationships in this section are equally complex and fraught with tension. As the protagonist interacts with other characters, it becomes clear that trust is in short supply. There are no easy alliances in this world, and every character has their own motivations, some of which may not align with the protagonist's. This uncertainty adds to the suspense, as listeners are left to wonder who can be trusted and who is working toward their own agenda. One of the most striking elements of this chapter is the way Roberts explores the psychological toll of living in a world where powerlessness is the norm. The protagonist's emotional journey is just as important as their physical one, and the weight of their choices, combined with the ever-present threat of danger, creates a deep sense of unease. As listeners, we are taken on a journey not just through the physical world, but through the labyrinth of the protagonist's psyche. This layered storytelling creates an experience that is both thrilling and thought-provoking, making it hard to stop listening once you've started. What sets this chapter apart from others is its ability to make the reader question their own notions of power and control. As the protagonist struggles to regain some semblance of control over their life, they face the harsh reality that power is not always something that can be seized. Sometimes, powerlessness is a choice, and other times, it is thrust upon you. In Powerless, Lauren Roberts doesn't just present a hero's journey but a raw, honest look at what it means to fight back when the odds are stacked against you. The audiobook format only enhances the immersive experience, as the voice actor captures the protagonist's internal struggle with such nuance and depth that it's impossible not to feel deeply connected to the character. The way the narrator shifts tone, pitch, and pace mirrors the emotional landscape of the protagonist, allowing listeners to feel every twist and turn of their journey. Whether it's a moment of quiet introspection or a tense standoff, the narration enhances the story, making it a truly dynamic experience. By the end of Chapter 3, Part 1, the tension reaches a boiling point, and listeners are left with a burning desire to know what happens next. The plot has thickened, and every moment feels like it could be the turning point for the protagonist. Will they find the strength to overcome their challenges, or will they succumb to the overwhelming forces around them? The questions linger, making it impossible to stop listening. In conclusion, Powerless by Lauren Roberts is an audiobook that will captivate listeners from the very first chapter and never let go. Chapter 3, Part 1, is a masterclass in building tension, developing complex characters, and exploring deep, universal themes. With each twist and turn, the story grows more intense, making it clear that the protagonist's journey is one worth following. If you haven't already started listening, now is the perfect time to dive into this dark, suspenseful world. You won't be able to stop until the very end.